The world around us is full of hidden traps, like invisible nets trying to devalue what makes a man strong. Around every corner lie ideologies, societal trends, and cultural influences that suggest weakness is the norm. From television screens, popular films, and series, we are taught to accept passivity in the rejection of responsibility as a standard way of life. But what happens to a man who loses touch with his inner strength? What are the consequences of abandoning his true nature for the illusion of happiness? In today's episode, we will discuss what strength means in the modern world, why it is so important to protect it, and how to overcome the challenges life throws at each of us. Strength as the foundation of masculine virtue. Strength is the cornerstone of masculinity and one of the most essential virtues that define a true man. It manifests not only in physical power but also in resilience of spirit, the ability to make tough decisions, and the capacity to face challenges. Masculine strength is the ability to persevere, even when everything around seems to be falling apart. Within each of us lies a drive for greatness and self-fulfillment, but without strength, this potential remains unrealized. Strength begins with an inner core that allows a man to stay true to his principles despite external pressures. It is evident in the willingness to take responsibility for one's actions, family, career, and surroundings. A responsible man understands that his actions shape not only his own destiny but also the lives of those around him. Without strength, it's impossible to resist temptations that erode character, such as the allure of an easy life, the pursuit of pleasure over effort, and the desire for instant gratification. True masculine strength lies in overcoming weaknesses. Many men fall victim to doubt, fear, or laziness, which hinder their growth. A strong man, however, recognizes his weaknesses and works to eliminate them. Strength is not the absence of fear but the ability to move forward in spite of it. It not only helps a man endure hard times but also enables him to grow stronger with every defeat. Strength also encompasses self-discipline. A man who can control his emotions, desires, and actions commands respect. He does not squander himself on fleeting pleasures but focuses on long-term goals. Self-discipline makes a man impervious to the chaos that surrounds him. Moreover, strength is reflected in the ability to protect. This protection extends beyond one's family to include values and a sense of purpose. A strong man is willing to stand by his convictions, even when sacrifices are required. He understands that strength is necessary to uphold order, not to destroy it. True masculine strength is neither aggressive nor reckless, it is calm and confident. Patience is another hallmark of strength. Great achievements don't happen overnight. A man who understands this is prepared to work on himself day after day without expecting instant results. Patience is the key to long-term success, which is reserved only for those who are willing to fight until the end. Finally, a man's strength is defined by his loyalty to himself. To abandon one's essence in pursuit of others' approval is the first step toward losing strength. A strong man always follows his own path without trying to please everyone. He knows that his true power lies in his uniqueness and his ability to remain authentic. Strength is not something granted by nature. It is cultivated with every choice made and every difficulty overcome. Only those who continually strive to improve themselves can truly be called strong. Responsibility as an integral part of masculine strength. Responsibility is an essential component of masculine strength, without which true greatness cannot be achieved. A real man always recognizes that his decisions and actions affect not only his own life but also those around him. To be responsible means to accept the consequences of one's actions without seeking excuses. This trait makes a man reliable, strong, and worthy of respect. Responsibility begins with the ability to be honest with oneself. A man who acknowledges his mistakes can learn from them and grow stronger. It is reflected in the readiness to take on difficult tasks, even when they seem daunting. While a weak person avoids challenges, responsible man understands that overcoming difficulties is the path to growth. Responsibility is closely tied to keeping one's word. A true man does not make empty promises and follows through on what he says. This reliability builds trust and strengthens relationships with others. Conversely, irresponsibility destroys trust and causes people to lose faith in him. Masculine strength is evident in the ability to care for those around him. A responsible man recognizes that his role is to be a pillar of support for his family, friends, and loved ones. He doesn't shy away from the obligations of providing for and protecting those close to him but takes pride in them. To be strong is to be the one who can protect and provide, no matter the challenges. Responsibility also involves the ability to make decisions. Life constantly requires a man to choose, and his strength lies in not fearing to make choices and accept responsibility for them. Weak men often avoid decision-making, passing the burden on to others, which leads to a loss of respect. A strong man doesn't look for scapegoats but focuses on how to fix the situation. A responsible man is always striving for growth. He understands that inactivity and stagnation lead to decline. Responsibility drives him to work on himself, learn new things, and improve. Personal development is an integral part of his journey, and he knows that success is unattainable without it. Furthermore, responsibility is linked to caring for the future. A man of high value thinks not only about the present but also about the foundation he is laying for himself and his family. He does not chase fleeting pleasures but builds his future steadily, step by step. Responsibility also requires strength of spirit to resist temptations. A weak person easily succumbs to distractions that hinder progress, whereas a responsible man understands their destructive potential. He prioritizes long-term goals over short-term gratification. Being responsible means respecting time. A man who values his time does not waste it on meaningless activities. He recognizes that every moment can be used for growth and achieving his goals. A responsible person doesn't make excuses, he acts. Finally, responsibility is the awareness of one's mission in life. A true man constantly asks himself why he lives and builds his life around that answer. He understands that his strength lies in staying true to his goals and values. Responsibility makes a man a pillar for others and helps him realize his potential. Without it, masculine strength loses its direction, and life becomes chaotic and meaningless. Growth through overcoming failures. Growth always begins with the realization that failures are not the end but merely a stepping stone on the path to success. Every mistake, every fall, is an opportunity to learn, grow stronger, and move forward. A true man does not fear failure, he accepts it as a natural part of life. Only by overcoming challenges can one unlock their full potential. Failures teach us patience and resilience. Every time we face a setback, we have a choice, to give up or to learn from it. The latter leads to growth. Thomas Edison, while inventing the light bulb, went through thousands of unsuccessful attempts, but each brought him closer to his goal. He didn't view mistakes as failures but as steps toward success. Overcoming failure requires courage. Facing a setback is always a blow to one's pride, but a man's strength lies in his ability to rise again, no matter what. Each failure tests our resilience, and those who endure these trials emerge stronger. Growth through failure is not just about overcoming obstacles but also about seeing opportunities within them. A strong man views challenges as calls to action that help him grow. He understands that every failure conceals a chance to improve. Failures help us better understand ourselves. They reveal our weaknesses and areas for improvement. Without challenges, we cannot develop the skills that make us stronger. Every time we solve problems, we become more experienced and confident. True growth requires time and patience. Quick and easy solutions may provide temporary satisfaction, but it is the process of overcoming difficulties that builds character. A man who is willing to work on himself, even in the face of failures, achieves far greater things. Failures teach us flexibility and the ability to find new paths to our goals. When things go wrong, it doesn't mean we should stop. On the contrary, it signals the need to explore other opportunities. Every setback opens new horizons for those willing to see them. Overcoming failures fosters leadership qualities. A man who can handle difficulties becomes a role model for others. His resilience inspires and motivates those around him. Failures strengthen our resolve. The more we face and overcome challenges, the less intimidating they become in the future. With each experience, we grow stronger and more confident in our abilities. Failures are life's school, teaching us the most important lessons. Without them, it's impossible to understand true success. Every great person has endured countless setbacks before reaching the pinnacle of their achievements. A strong man understands that mistakes are part of the journey. He doesn't waste time complaining but uses them as fuel to keep moving forward. He knows that success is impossible without risk, and risk always involves the possibility of failure. Overcoming failures builds resilience. It teaches us how to cope with pressure and stress, which inevitably arise on the path to our goals. Only those who can perform under pressure can achieve great heights. Failures teach us to accept reality as it is and work with what we have. A man who understands this becomes more adaptable and capable of achieving his goals. Every failure is an opportunity to reassess approaches and methods. It's a time for analysis and the search for new strategies. In this process, we find solutions that make us better. Failures make us more grateful for our successes. After overcoming hardships, we begin to value our achievements and see their true worth. Growth through failure is a process of character formation. Each time we overcome difficulties, we strengthen our willpower and self-confidence. A strong man does not fear making mistakes because he knows it's part of the process. He sees failures as opportunities for growth, not reasons for despair. Overcoming difficulties fosters a habit of victory. With each success, we become more convinced of our abilities and grow stronger. Failures teach us humility. They remind us that we are not perfect, and that's okay. Humility helps us learn and improve. A true man accepts failures with dignity. He doesn't lose faith in himself or his goals, even when things go wrong. Growth through overcoming failures is a path to personal transformation. Each trial we face makes us better than we were before. A strong man always remembers that failures are temporary. Success is the result of perseverance and hard work. Ultimately, growth through overcoming failures is the path to true strength. Real strength lies in the ability to rise after every fall and continue striving toward your goal. Resisting false ideals and blind conformity. The modern world often presents men with false ideals, disguised as success, happiness, and strength. Society imposes stereotypes, making us believe that material wealth, physical attractiveness, or popularity are the ultimate goals. Yet true masculine strength lies in the ability to resist these imposed ideals and remain faithful to one's values. Blindly conforming to these false standards makes a man vulnerable and strips him of the freedom to choose. A man who strives to please others or follow trendy norms loses touch with himself. True value is not determined by others' opinions but by how loyal one is to their own convictions. Resisting false ideals means being ready to swim against the tide. This requires courage and inner strength because society often condemns those who defy conventional norms. However, a strong man understands that the majority is not always right. He analyzes, reflects, and makes decisions based on his principles, not public opinion. Blind conformity also entails a refusal to take personal responsibility. A man who mindlessly follows others' instructions becomes merely an executor of someone else's will. True strength is the ability to take responsibility for one's actions and be the master of one's life. Resisting false ideals teaches critical thinking. Instead of blindly believing everything presented in the media or on social networks, he asks, "Is this true? Does it align with my values?" This approach prevents manipulation and preserves independence. Blind conformity often stems from fear of judgment or a desire to be accepted. But a strong man understands that pleasing everyone is impossible. He is prepared to be misunderstood if it means staying true to himself. False ideals frequently lead to inner conflict. A man striving to meet others' expectations eventually faces a sense of emptiness. Resisting these ideals helps him find genuine meaning and live in harmony with himself. Blind conformity destroys individuality, making a person dependent on external factors. True masculine strength lies in remaining independent and free. It is the freedom to think, make decisions, and take responsibility for them. Resisting false ideals also means respecting one's boundaries. A man who knows what he wants will not let society or others dictate who he should be. He builds his life on his own terms, not according to someone else's rules. Blind conformity often masquerades as obedience to laws or authority. But a strong man knows that not all rules are just and is unafraid to question what contradicts his beliefs. He is willing to stand against injustice, even if it requires sacrifices. Resisting false ideals makes a man a role model for others. His independence and courage inspire those around him to live their own lives rather than copying someone else's. A strong man is not afraid to be different. He understands that his uniqueness is a strength, not a weakness. Resisting societal pressure only makes him stronger and more self-assured. False ideals often promote the illusion of easy success. But a strong man knows that true achievements require effort, patience, and self-discipline. He is ready to work hard, even if it contradicts trendy notions of quick success. Blind conformity leads to a loss of purpose. A man who follows the crowd will never discover what he truly wants. Resisting this helps him find his mission and live meaningfully. True masculine strength is reflected in the ability to say, no. He does not fear rejecting what contradicts his principles, even if it's unpopular. Resisting false ideals requires courage because society dislikes those who challenge its norms. Yet it is precisely such men who change the world. A strong man understands that his life belongs to him alone. He does not live for others' expectations and does not waste time on things that do not bring him fulfillment. Blind conformity often leads to compromises that damage one's character. But a strong man will not betray his values for temporary gain. Resisting false ideals teaches authenticity. It requires courage and confidence, but only in this way can one live a genuine life. A strong man does not strive to be perfect in others' eyes. His goal is to be honest with himself and live according to his principles. Blind conformity weakens and enslaves a person. Resisting it means becoming the master of one's destiny. Resisting false ideals demands discipline. A man who works on himself can resist temptations and remain true to his values. A strong man always remembers that his strength lies in his independence. Only those unafraid to follow their own path can achieve true greatness. Ultimately, resisting false ideals is the path to freedom. A man who dares to be himself becomes truly strong and confident in his life. Investing in the future. Investing in the future is one of the key responsibilities of every man striving for success and self-realization. It begins with the understanding that every action taken today lays the foundation for tomorrow's achievements. A true man knows that time is the most valuable resource and must be used wisely. Rather than squandering it on fleeting pleasures, he invests it in pursuits that will yield results in the future. To invest in the future means to embrace lifelong learning. A man who continuously expands his knowledge and skills will always stay ahead. He recognizes that education is an ongoing process and that every book read or skill mastered is an investment in his personal and professional growth. Today's efforts become tomorrow's opportunities. Financial literacy is another critical aspect of investing in the future. A man who knows how to manage his money creates financial stability for himself. He doesn't spend everything he earns but sets aside a portion for long-term goals. The ability to plan finances is a tool that provides freedom and confidence. Equally important is investing in health. Without physical and mental well-being, achieving goals becomes impossible. A man who takes care of his body and mind establishes the foundation for a long and productive life. Exercise, proper nutrition, and mental resilience are assets that pay dividends in the future. The future requires not only effort but also patience. A man who dedicates time and energy to long-term goals understands that results don't come overnight. It's like planting a seed and waiting for it to grow. True success takes time, but consistent daily efforts bring dreams closer. Relationships also play a significant role in investing in the future. A strong man knows that his environment shapes his character. He builds connections with people who inspire growth and distances himself from those who drag him down. Reliable friends, family, and a partner serve as a support system that propels him forward. Investing in personal goals requires clarity and focus. A man who knows what he wants doesn't scatter his energy on secondary matters. He directs his efforts toward areas that offer the highest return. A clear vision of the future keeps him on the right track. Willpower and self-discipline are essential elements of successful future investments. A man who controls his desires and acts according to his priorities always achieves more. He understands that temporary pleasures pale in comparison to the fulfillment of achieving greater goals. A man who invests in his future isn't afraid to take risks. He knows that significant success is impossible without taking chances. However, his risks are calculated and aimed at growth, not destruction. Investing in the future means breaking free from the habit of living only for the moment. A true man understands the importance of working on himself, even if it doesn't yield immediate results. His efforts today lay the groundwork for future success. Emotional intelligence is another crucial area of investment. A man who can manage his emotions and understand others becomes a leader in any situation. This quality opens doors in both personal and professional life. Investing in character is equally important. A man who cultivates resilience, responsibility, and honesty becomes someone people trust. These traits are always valued and help achieve goals. True success requires a strategic approach. A man who plans his actions years in advance accomplishes more. He doesn't waste time on chaotic efforts but acts with a clear purpose. Investing in the future involves recognizing one's strengths and weaknesses. A man works to enhance his strengths and address his shortcomings. This approach makes him more competitive and confident. A man who invests in his future embraces change. He is ready to adapt to new conditions and use them to his advantage. Flexibility and openness to new opportunities help him grow and develop. Investing in the future also means learning from mistakes. A man who views failures as lessons grows stronger. Every setback is an opportunity to reassess approaches and find more effective solutions. A true man never stops dreaming. His dreams motivate him to move forward. But he understands that dreams must be backed by action, otherwise, they remain illusions. Time management is another vital aspect of investment. A man who values his time doesn't waste it on meaningless activities. He knows that every minute is an opportunity for growth. Investing in the future also requires the ability to prioritize. A man who knows what's important to him will always achieve more. He focuses on what matters most and eliminates distractions. The future belongs to those who are willing to invest in themselves today. A man who understands this will always stay ahead. His efforts will pay off because he builds his future on a solid foundation. Investing in the future leads to independence. A man who works on himself isn't bound by circumstances. He creates his reality and takes responsibility for his life. True success is the result of continuous growth. A man who invests in his future never stops improving. He knows that greatness is achieved through small, consistent steps. Ultimately, investing in the future means understanding one's mission. A man who knows his purpose directs his efforts toward the right goals. His life becomes meaningful, and his efforts fruitful. Patience and perseverance in achieving goals. Patience and perseverance are two key virtues that lead to success. A true man understands that great achievements take time and is ready to work diligently despite difficulties. Patience is the ability to wait for results without losing confidence in one's path. Perseverance, on the other hand, drives one forward even when it seems that all efforts are in vain. Life often presents trials to test our resilience. A man with patience knows that every obstacle is temporary. He understands that failures are not the end of the road but steps towards something greater. Perseverance allows him to overcome these failures, turning them into valuable lessons. Patience teaches us to value the process, not just the result. Many men lose motivation when success doesn't come immediately, but those who are willing to wait always come out ahead. Perseverance prevents giving up during moments when nothing seems to be working. This quality makes a man strong and confident in his abilities. The example of bamboo illustrates the importance of patience. After planting its seeds, sprouts do not appear for several years as a powerful root system develops underground. Then, within weeks, bamboo shoots up dozens of meters. Similarly, in life, our hard work may not show visible results for a long time, but patience and perseverance ultimately lead to success. Perseverance is the ability to keep working despite disappointment and fatigue. A strong man doesn't seek excuses but finds ways to overcome difficulties. He knows that every day of effort brings him closer to his goal. Patience helps him withstand external pressures and expectations. A man with these qualities becomes an example for others. His resilience inspires those around him to face challenges without fear and never give up. Patience allows him to channel his energy into what truly matters, avoiding unnecessary negativity. Perseverance builds a habit of achieving goals regardless of external circumstances. It teaches us not to give up, even in the most challenging moments. A man with perseverance isn't afraid to start over after a failure. He understands that every new beginning offers more opportunities for success. Patience requires willpower to wait without succumbing to the temptations of quick results. In a world where instant gratification is the norm, a man who can wait becomes a rarity. This quality helps him build not only a career but also strong relationships based on trust and time. Perseverance helps a man stay focused on his goals. When distractions or doubts arise, he reminds himself why he started. This focus prevents him from spreading himself too thin and ensures he always moves in the right direction. Patience teaches humility. It helps us accept that not everything in life happens as quickly as we'd like. This quality allows us to work with what we have instead of complaining about circumstances. Perseverance strengthens inner fortitude. Every time a man overcomes challenges, he grows more confident in his abilities. This resilience shapes a character capable of facing any challenge. A man with patience and perseverance understands that growth is a long process. He is willing to dedicate years of his life, knowing that the results will be worth it. These qualities help him remain consistent and disciplined. Patience not only allows a man to wait but also to manage his energy wisely. A patient man avoids burnout by working smart. This approach helps him maintain productivity over the long term. Perseverance teaches us not to fear mistakes. A man pursuing his goals understands that mistakes are part of the journey. He sees them as experiences that make him stronger, not as reasons to stop. Patience and perseverance often go hand in hand with self-belief. A man confident in himself doesn't lose hope, even when results are not immediately visible. This belief drives him to keep moving forward, no matter what. Perseverance helps conquer fears. Men often fear the unknown or failure, but a strong man uses these fears as motivation to act. He knows that only through action can fear be defeated. Patience helps maintain a positive attitude. A man who understands that everything comes in its own time is less prone to stress. This quality helps him stay calm and confident, even in the most challenging situations. Perseverance fosters leadership qualities. A man who achieves his goals inspires others to persevere. His example motivates and empowers those around him. Patience teaches gratitude for small steps toward success. A man who appreciates each stage of his growth better understands the value of the final outcome. This quality makes him wiser and more confident. Perseverance helps deal with criticism. A man pursuing his goals often faces judgment or doubt from others. But he keeps moving forward, knowing that success is the best response. A man with patience and perseverance always achieves his goals because he is ready to work as long as it takes. These qualities make him strong, reliable, and respected. Ultimately, patience and perseverance are the foundation of any success. A man who cultivates these virtues becomes unshakable in the face of life's trials. His strength lies in his determination and ability to wait for the right time. Self-discipline as the foundation of success. Self-discipline is a cornerstone of true success. A man who possesses this quality can manage his desires, emotions, and actions to achieve his goals. It is the ability to control oneself and stay committed to priorities, even when circumstances are unfavorable. Self-discipline is the foundation upon which personal and professional growth is built. True success requires sacrifices, and self-discipline helps one forego short-term pleasures in favor of long-term results. It is the ability to choose a workout over a party or progress on a project over procrastination. A man who develops self-discipline understands that temporary effort leads to stable and lasting success. Every great individual exhibits self-discipline. This quality not only enables setting goals but also sticking to a plan to achieve them. Many begin their journey to success with enthusiasm but abandon it at the first sign of difficulty. Self-discipline provides the strength to continue, even when motivation wanes. Self-discipline allows focus on what truly matters. A man who can manage his time and energy avoids distractions and unnecessary tasks. He clearly defines his priorities and directs his efforts toward meaningful objectives. This quality helps maintain concentration and progress toward goals. Self-discipline is a skill that requires constant practice. A man who regularly sets and accomplishes tasks strengthens his willpower. Like muscles that grow stronger with use, self-discipline improves with consistent effort. The more he challenges himself, the better equipped he becomes to handle significant obstacles. One aspect of self-discipline is emotional control. A man who doesn't let anger, fear, or doubt dominate him remains poised and effective. This ability aids in making thoughtful decisions and staying calm, even in stressful situations. Self-discipline helps overcome habits that hinder progress. Letting go of detrimental behaviors such as procrastination or excessive time spent on social media increases productivity. A disciplined man replaces destructive habits with constructive ones that bring him closer to his goals. A man with self-discipline becomes an example for others. His ability to stay focused and organized inspires those around him. He demonstrates that success is not an accident but the result of consistent self-work. Self-discipline helps a man persist in the face of failure. Rather than seeing difficulties as insurmountable, he views them as challenges to be conquered. He keeps moving forward, even when immediate results are not visible. This quality also builds self-confidence. A man who achieves his goals knows he is capable of even greater accomplishments. Every fulfilled plan strengthens his belief in his abilities. Self-discipline is closely tied to time management. A man who controls his schedule gets more done. He doesn't waste time but uses it for self-improvement, work, and rest, achieving balance in life. It also cultivates patience. A man with self-discipline understands that significant achievements take time. He is willing to work steadily, knowing that results will eventually come. This quality helps him stay motivated over the long term. Self-discipline enables a man to stay on the right path, even when temptations arise. He resists distractions that could derail his plans, maintaining focus on his goals. This quality makes a man more resilient to stress. External circumstances don't throw him off course because he knows he controls his life. Self-discipline helps maintain emotional stability and clarity of thought. A man with self-discipline becomes more responsible. He takes on commitments and fulfills them, no matter the challenges. This trait earns him trust and respect from others. Self-discipline helps combat laziness. It teaches a man to act even when he doesn't feel like it. A man who can overcome his resistance reaches his goals faster than one who waits for inspiration. This quality is also tied to self-respect. A man who values his goals and principles remains faithful to them. He recognizes self-discipline as a form of self-love and investment in his future. Self-discipline fosters healthy habits, such as regular exercise, proper nutrition, and mental development. These habits become the foundation of a successful life. It also teaches resource management. A disciplined man knows how to allocate his energy to avoid burnout. This helps him maintain productivity over the long term. A man with self-discipline never settles for what he has achieved. He continuously seeks new ways to grow and improve. Self-discipline gives him confidence that he can overcome any obstacle. Self-discipline creates a habit of victory. Each time a man achieves a goal, he strengthens his belief in his capabilities. This quality becomes the foundation for future successes. It also helps handle criticism. A man with self-discipline doesn't let others' words deter him. He stays focused on his goals and continues forward, regardless of external opinions. Finally, self-discipline makes a man truly strong. It gives him the freedom to choose his life, control his actions, and achieve his dreams. A man who cultivates this quality becomes the master of his destiny. The power of decision-making as the foundation of male growth. The power to make decisions is a defining trait of a man who consciously and confidently shapes his life. It is the ability to choose a direction, take responsibility for actions, and move forward despite fear or doubt. A man who masters decision-making is always a step ahead because he acts while others hesitate. Decision-making requires self-confidence. Without it, a man may remain stuck in endless deliberation, paralyzed by the fear of making the wrong choice. However, a strong man understands that even a flawed decision is better than inaction, as it offers lessons and fosters growth. He knows that mistakes are an essential part of the journey to success. Every decision made builds character. A man unafraid to choose strengthens his will and becomes more assured of his abilities. He learns to trust himself, which prepares him for future challenges. The power of decision-making is closely tied to analytical thinking. A man evaluates his options, considers risks, and weighs potential benefits to select the best path. Yet, he doesn't allow perfectionism to delay the process. He knows that ideal conditions rarely exist and makes decisions based on the information available. Making decisions requires courage to go against the majority. A man willing to be misunderstood while staying true to his convictions achieves more. He knows that blindly following the crowd seldom leads to success. This quality helps overcome the fear of change. Many dread decisions that could alter their lives, but a strong man sees change as an inevitable part of growth. He embraces it as a challenge and uses it to develop himself further. The ability to make decisions turns a man into a leader. People gravitate towards someone who knows what they want and is willing to take responsibility for shared outcomes. This trait enables a man to become a pillar of support for his family, team, or close circle. Every decision taken is a step toward a goal. A man who actively chooses his direction progresses, even if the path isn't perfect. He understands that progress is more important than perfection. Decision-making requires emotional maturity. A man who can manage his fears and doubts always finds himself in a stronger position. He controls his emotions and doesn't let them interfere with rational choices. A man with this quality becomes an example to others. His ability to make decisions inspires those around him to take action and motivates them to be bolder. This makes him a natural leader. The power to decide helps combat procrastination. A man who immediately takes action doesn't waste time on pointless deliberation. He knows that action is always better than inaction. Decision-making is closely linked to responsibility. A man understands that every mistake is a lesson and every success is his achievement. He doesn't shift blame onto others but looks for ways to improve the situation. This quality fosters a habit of independence. A man who doesn't wait for instructions but acts on his own becomes self-reliant and free. He builds his life on his terms. The power of decision-making strengthens inner confidence. A man unafraid to choose knows he can handle any consequences of his decisions. This makes him stronger when facing new challenges. A man with this quality can make decisions even in uncertain situations. He knows that waiting for perfect conditions is futile and acts based on what he has. This ability keeps him moving forward regardless of circumstances. Decision-making cultivates a habit of growth. Each new choice presents challenges that help him improve. This quality makes him more adaptable and flexible. A man who knows how to make decisions isn't afraid to take responsibility for others' lives. He becomes a dependable support system for his family, friends, or team. His confidence and decisiveness make him a leader. This quality helps withstand pressure. A man who knows how to decide doesn't fear responsibility and remains calm even in the toughest situations. This earns him respect and admiration from others. The power to decide is tied to prioritization. A man who knows what's important to him achieves more. He chooses what aligns with his goals and eliminates unnecessary distractions. Decision-making helps avoid regrets. A man who takes action doesn't look back wondering what he could have done. He lives in the present and seizes every opportunity to move forward. This quality allows a man to control his life. He doesn't become a victim of circumstances but seeks solutions. His strength lies in his actions. A man with the power to decide is always ready to take risks. He understands that significant success is impossible without them. However, his risks are calculated and aimed at growth. The power to decide makes a man the master of his destiny. He doesn't wait for life to offer him something but chooses his own path. This quality enables him to build the life he dreams of. Finally, the power to make decisions is the foundation of continuous development. A man unafraid to choose and take responsibility always grows and reaches new heights. His success is the result of his confidence, courage, and determination. A man's life is a continuous path of growth, overcoming challenges, and building inner strength. Self-discipline, patience, perseverance, decision-making, and resisting false ideals are the qualities that make a man truly strong and successful. Every day is a new opportunity to develop yourself, strengthen your character, and move closer to your goals. Remember, greatness is not achieved instantly but through persistent effort and belief in your abilities. Every step, no matter how small, brings you closer to the future you dream of. A man's strength is not in the absence of mistakes but in his ability to rise after each fall and keep moving forward. Never let doubts or fears dictate your terms. Only you decide what kind of person you will be and what values you will follow. Work on yourself, cultivate your qualities, and always remember that all great achievements start with simple yet consistent steps. If you found these ideas helpful, share your thoughts in the comments. What does strength, self-discipline, and perseverance mean to you? Your support and feedback inspire us to create new content. Subscribe so you don't miss our next videos, and remember, only you have the power to shape your destiny. See you in the next episode.